Hi, I'm Caro, a total newbie potato in bicycle touring. This is Mr. Brown, my loyal steed. For our first solo bicycle tour, we embarked on a 2-week adventure that took us across Malaysia's land border into the deep south of Thailand. In this first part of our journey, we encountered a path that suddenly vanished, crossed the oldest railway bridge in Malaysia, and whoops, is that a fire? But hey, we kept on going. Join us for the ride and let's go. I woke up fully prepared for day 1. With a coffee in my hand, I looked out the motel window to an awesome view. What a good day to start my ride. After packing up my things, it's go time! Or so I thought. Not even 10 meters away from the motel, I realized the handlebar of my bike was bent at a weird angle. At first, I was quite panicked because I'm such a noob in bicycle stuff, you know. I didn't expect that I would have to fix something so soon. But after calming down and analyzing the issue, it was actually a simple fix with an Allen key. Phew! Crisis averted. Alright, back on the road. Yeah, I look like a bank robber here. But hey, it's scorching hot. The UV ray is strong, and a girl gotta protect herself from skin cancer. Alright, hydration time. 100 plus is such a godsend in this weather. What I love about cycling is the freedom to explore places that cars cannot get to. I mean, look at this view. I wouldn't have known this place existed if it wasn't because of cycling. Okay, first my handlebar was misaligned, and now my saddle? Unluckily, this time I couldn't fix it because I didn't have the right size of Allen key for the saddle. With a tilted saddle that's annoyingly pressing against my down there, and with 15 or 20 kilometers more to go, I had to grit my teeth and pedal on. At least the views were nice. Taking the back road with no traffic. Little did I know, this back road would cause me some trouble later on. It's almost bringing me to gravel road. Look at this. It led me deeper and deeper into some palm oil plantations. My chain got loose in the middle of nowhere. My life. And then to this non-existent road. Good job. Not. I could turn back to get to the main road and find another way, but by this point, I was too far inside and I was too emotionally invested in finding a way right there and then. So, I pushed my bike through the overgrown weed and voila! There was indeed a trail behind that runs along a train track. It seemed to be long forgotten though, as some parts of it were inaccessible, but I forged ahead anyway. So I follow this road here. I even fall down because there's no obvious sign of a road, and I got into a puddle and I fell down to the side at the bush. But then when I got out, there's a fucking road here. There's a fucking road here. What the fuck? Ah, Jesus. I'm still okay though. Or am I? Right after that incident, I came across a very steep slope covered with slippery mud. I had to use all my remaining strength to push my fully loaded bike up the slope, praying that my legs would not give out. I finally found a way out of that god-forsaken place and out onto the main road, but it was another steep climb ahead. Both of my knees started to cramp badly, and I could not cycle anymore. I sat on the roadside, unable to move, looking up at the sky and contemplating on my life choices that led me to this moment. Exhausted, but thankfully I arrived safely in the small village of Karai. I asked around for a spot to pitch my tent, and a kind police officer directed me to Mr. Liu, the head of the village. Mr. Liu then arranged for me to camp at a badminton court. It mostly rained at night at that time, so to have a roof over my head was really a simple luxury when all I had was a tent. What made this luxury even better was that I had access to a toilet where I could take a shower. With a bit of modification and creativity, of course. After getting the tilted saddle fixed at the bicycle shop, I cleaned the muddy panniers and looped the chain. Loopity loop loop, happy chain, happy ride. After a delicious breakfast of mee karai, it's time to cross this historical railway bridge behind me to continue my journey. But before we get into that, a shout out to this very friendly auntie who gave me some snacks to fuel my journey. Thanks, auntie! Okay, back to this railway bridge. It's called Victoria Bridge, named after Queen Victoria, the monarch of the British Empire at the time. Completed in 1900, it's 123 years old now, making it the oldest railway bridge in Malaysia. Built high above the Perak River, the purpose of Victoria Bridge was to transport coal across the river during the coal mining era. It has since retired as a railway track in 2002, but the villagers still use the adjoining footbridge to cross the river on foot or on motorcycles. All the way downhill. And uphill. Uphill ahead. I apologize in advance for the strange moaning sound coming in 3, 2, 1. Jayo, jayo. Fuck. Oh my god, how I wish I was on a motorbike. Why was I not aware of the hilly terrain when planning my route? It looked flat on the map. Alright, this is too painful to watch. Let's speed up 10 times faster and get it over with. But of course, there were more uphills ahead. So I took a lot of breaks along the way and dried my laundry. Speaking of laundry, how I dry my laundry. Clothes from yesterday and socks. Wow, so I came from that little mountain thingy over there. I came from there all the way shoo 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 to here. No idea what kampong is this, but there's my ride. After enduring some challenging terrain, I finally found myself on smoother roads and eventually arrived at Tasik Raban, a natural lake famous for its freshwater fish. It was so nice to be rewarded with this gorgeous lake view after a lot of steep climbs. I decided to have a quick lunch break at the fishing jetty here. I struck up a conversation with Pak Dora, who was fishing there. When he found out about my plan to ride into Thailand via the Pengkalan Hulu border, he advised me against it, saying that it would be a much steeper climb towards the border and the road is much more desolate, prone to tigers and elephant sightings, and worse, robberies. These claims were later confirmed by a friend who knows the area well. Damn, this was quite unnerving to think about. I was very much discouraged and even thought about quitting my trip right there and then, ready to find a bus back home. But this is a small village with no bus service, and I didn't want to cycle the same way back to where I had come from. So naturally, the only option is to go forward. No matter what obstacles lay ahead, I just gotta grit my teeth and continue cycling. After the whole afternoon chatting with Pak Dora and him assuring me that it was fine to set up my tent in the fishing jetty, I did just that. And this happened. It was the first time I used alcohol-filled camping stove to cook. Yeah, because I was clumsy while pouring the alcohol fuel, some of it splashed onto the pot handle without me realizing it. Luckily, I didn't burn down the fishing jetty I was staying at. It was Pak Dora. He came back to check on me to make sure I was alright. It was really nice of him to keep me company. He reassured me that this village is very safe and that if I ever needed help, just give him a call as he lives nearby. We talked about various topics ranging from everyday life to religion. Despite our different cultural and religious backgrounds, we both agree that what we all need as human beings is mutual respect and understanding. Well, we've got only 130 kilometers left to reach Betong, the southernmost town of Thailand. Thanks for joining me in part 1 of this ride, and I'll be seeing you again in part 2. This will be too much information, but my private part is really hurting now. Cheers, cheers.
สวัสดีค่ะชนะ No.